Good morning. We are taking a live look at Pioneer Courthouse Square, where the Winter Lights Festival is currently going on. They had events this past weekend and we'll have more this weekend. It was a little rainy over the weekend, but a little rainy.
Never stopped.
I know. And the bricks are
wet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I feel like this was my first true Portland weekend.
It was very Portland-y.
This is more like it.
Yeah, this was like, all right, I could do without.
It wasn't overly cold. It wasn't windy. It was just rainy.
Very rainy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we racked up just shy of 1.5 inches in the rain gauge out of PDX for the 2 days. And this is what's left, a typical scattered shower day after the weather fronts have come through. So that's what we have going on. Scattered showers still feeding in well off the Pacific. Snow level is 3,000 feet. And yes, we do have some snow sticking at pass level this morning. So check those conditions before you travel. Here are raindrops on the lens. Looking at our state capital, 45 degrees. Temperatures are generally 40 or slightly above here in the valley this morning. It's 44 out of PDX with light winds. And to the bus stop we go. Raincoat day, just not steady rain, but scattered showers. And it's one of those days if the temperature decides to go a little crazy, meaning getting warmer than 50, 52 degrees, that would actually, I think, feed some spotty downpours. So we'll see. 49 at noon and about 52 when the kids get out of school. Scattered shower chance still going. Here's Chris.
All right, we are on puddle patrol this morning, right? Little road spray out there for your morning commute over on the west side. Live lookout in Tannisbourne. This is Highway 26. Headlights here headed eastbound. You can see the road spray coming off the cars there, but so far no problems there. Interstate Bridge and the southbound I-5 traffic looks good out of Clark County. And last but not least, quick check of the Banfield. Interstate 84, the headlights in that shot. That is the eastbound commute, and that looks pretty good as well. Guys, so far, no unexpected freeway delays just yet.
Thank you, Chris. Salem police are investigating an incident outside a downtown bar that involved a gun. It happened around 1:30 Saturday morning at Mikey's Bar and Grill on Liberty Street. Police say a 20-year-old man dropped a handgun and tried to run as officers got there. According to investigators, the man had threatened security and customers and was found with suspected cocaine. Police also say a car connected to the incident took off and later crashed nearby. Pictures shown right there. The driver and a passenger were treated for minor injuries. Officers later recovered a second gun. The two men were arrested and booked into jail on multiple charges, including use of a weapon, DUI, and attempting to elude police.
A man is behind bars for an armed robbery that put a woman in the hospital. Police say Jorge Reyes Suarez hit a woman in the head with a handgun and stole her fanny pack while she was returning her car in the parking lot of the Southeast Salem Costco on Friday. Reyes Suarez drove away and 2 Salem schools were put on lockdown after police found his car empty nearby. Police found him and the gun, which ended up being a realistic-looking pellet gun. And a woman in Hood River is warning people after she says she was scammed out of her $100,000 inheritance.
Yeah, Kim Gradine says that she thought that she was emailing back and forth with her financial advisor of 20 years, Jim Dumbeck, in California. But when the email started talking about investing her inheritance in Bitcoin, she says she was surprised.
And I thought, that doesn't sound like Jim that I know, but this is him, and maybe this is something new he's doing.
Graydon says that a scammer posing as Jim told her to send a $100,000 cashier's check to a Minnesota address, then get a replacement check to a different name. Scammers later asked for another $2,000 from her savings for a so-called fee and more money for a private jet to visit her, which prompted her to actually call her real financial planner.
When I told him that I sent a $100,000 check, he just said, this has got to be a scam.
And according to the Federal Trade Commission, email was the top method scammers used to contact people in 2024. They say older adults are also often the targets of scams related to Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and gold investments. Happening today, OHSU leaders will meet this morning to discuss ending experiments on monkeys at the hospital's primate research lab. The center has been controversial for years, with animal activists arguing the facility should close.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from OHSU this morning. Thomas, what are hospital leaders saying about this?
Yeah, guys, OHSU leaders say that they're looking to transition that research center into a primate sanctuary. In a letter, OHSU leaders said the hospital has long been committed to science and advancing human health, adding the Primate Center has contributed to the mission for decades. Though now, OHSU says science has evolved. State and federal leaders, along with leaders at the National Institute for Health, are urging human-based research. OHSU says any decision would have to take into account protecting employees' careers, along with animal care. In a public meeting last month, supporters of the facility highlighted medical advancement it's achieved. Those against it, though, described the center as inhumane, outdated, and financially unsustainable.
If it's not state general fund money, then it must be coming from patients through higher charges or students through higher tuition.
Shutting down the center would not just deprive the United States of healthcare advances. It would not just deprive Oregon of a highly skilled workforce. It would also take millions out of the local economy, and it would cost our taxpayers millions to do it.
Animal rights groups like PETA have long opposed the center. In a statement, PETA's senior science advisor on primate issues, Dr. Lisa Jones-Engel, said in part, phasing out the Primate Research Center and making it a sanctuary would put the university at the forefront of cutting-edge research by casting off what has failed and embracing state-of-the-art science. Now, today's meeting here at OHSU is scheduled to begin at 10 o'clock. Leaders will have 2 hours to discuss their decision. Matthew, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz reporting live this morning. Thomas, thank you. To the Oregon coast now, where a nearly 50-foot whale washed up dead on the beach over the weekend.
Jay Coulter has more from Sunset Beach, south of Warrenton.
Force of nature, just super wild.
I think it's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
A 46-foot fin whale proving quite the spectacle on Sunset Beach.
Fabulous. I've seen whales off the coast here, breaching and spouting, but I've never seen one, where you could touch it.
This whale in particular, a rare find. Only 3 fin whales have washed ashore on the Oregon coast in the last 24 years.
We see mainly gray whales. When something goes wrong, this is where they end up. And, being further offshore, the fin whale may sink before it hits the shore.
Keith Chandler with the Seaside Aquarium's Marine Mammal Stranding Network says he was alerted of the whale on Thursday.
We got a call from a fisherman that was working off of Cannon Beach. He's about 17 miles out and saw this whale floating.
The whale hit the beach Saturday morning.
The color and just the detail that you can see in person, it's wow.
Notably, when fully grown, fin whales are second in size only to blue whales.
We're not in an aquarium, we're on the beach, we're in a whale graveyard.
This fin whale wasn't quite fully grown, and scientists hope to learn more in the coming days.
I don't know if we'll be able to determine how it died because it's been dead quite some time, but they can tell if it's been hit by ships or anything like that, and whether it was alive when it was hit by them.
The necropsy is scheduled to take place on Wednesday. Back to you.
Dodges Fluff's D and brings it all the way downtown. Touchdown.
The Super Bowl wasn't the only big game Sunday. The Puppy Bowl happened hours before and pitted Team Rough against Team Fluff.
Yeah.
The game featured more than 150 dogs from 72 shelters across the United States, Puerto Rico, and the British Virgin Islands. In the end, Team Fluff won its second consecutive championship and took home the Lombardi Trophy. The Puppy Bowl helps raise awareness for animal shelters and rescue groups across the country.
I actually did watch this for a little bit yesterday.
Oh,
you did?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the scoring works.
Yes.
I think you just have to pick up a toy and go across the end zone line, I think. I don't know.
Fine.
Part of me thinks the coach of Team Rough, once they started getting down to Team Fluff, would have said, we're losing to the Fluffs. Come on.
Right?
Yes, exactly. Verbatim.
All right. Here we go. We've got showers feeding in. We had about 1.5 inches of rain that came down over the weekend. Now we're seeing the typical scattered shower day to follow. And this will be a day with some breaks opening up and the scattered shower machine continuing. Some showers out over the Blues. I think the radar could look a lot like this throughout the day. The Blues, otherwise pretty dry east of the Cascades, and the showers continue to feed in off of the Cascades. Now tonight, all this will be fizzling out. So again, it's scattered stuff. Showers will quickly come and quickly move off. The view from the Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront. Temperature not an issue. We're at 42 degrees. Coldest numbers in the valley this morning have been holding in the upper 40s. And here they are. Here's the map. There's Hillsborough at 39, but Tiger at 43, Troutdale, good morning, 44. Salem 45, and Silverton is at 40 degrees. Wind direction today southwest-west. All right, here we go. Yes, wearing the world champion Seahawks cap. Our pet of the day is Luna. Pet of the day at KGW.com. Use that email address. Send us your pet's photo and we'll get them on the show. Luna was like, there's never a doubt, never a doubt. All right, here's our wet map this afternoon. The scattered showers, low 50s. Generally, some areas could get up a little bit warmer than that, especially at the beach. We've got 40s in Central Oregon, mainly dry, partly cloudy in Bend, and 43 and mainly dry, and partly to mostly sunny skies out in Baker City. Once we get through today's scattered showers, we're going to be dry tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe even dry much of Thursday before the next front comes in. That next front switches the table. Snow levels drop maybe as low as 1,500 feet. And we will talk more about a switch to a colder pattern coming up in about 5 minutes. For now, back to you guys.